So you're skinny fat. It's an issue that affects many guys. Often we sleepwalk into this problem and we look in the mirror one day and think to ourselves, wow, I'm really out of shape. So in this video, I'm going to give you my quick fire tips on what you need to do in the next month to make the progress of getting out of the skinny fat issue. Firstly, I'm going to explain exactly what being skinny fat means, and then I'm going to give you the 4 steps you need to take to start to improve your body composition. So what does being skinny fat actually mean? Essentially what this means is having a relatively low amount of muscle and more fat than you'd like. Sometimes this means your fat is fairly equally distributed, you're just kind of soft all over, or it can mean you've got a bit of a beer belly but skinny arms, but essentially you look okay in clothes but you don't look great with your shirt off and you're not excited to take your shirt off. What causes this problem? Well, too much body fat and not enough muscle. It is a body composition problem more than anything else. Now that we know what being skinny fat is and what the issue is, how do you get out of this problem? Well, the first most important thing is, of course, we need to be in the gym. But what do you need to do to start to build as much muscle as possible, as quickly as possible? Well, I defer to literally the strongest human in the world on this subject, world's strongest man winner Mitchell Hooper. Mitchell Hooper says that there are 6 basic movement patterns that all human beings need to train and get strong at. Squat, hinge, horizontal press, horizontal pull, vertical press, and vertical pull. And if you don't know exactly what exercises to use for each of these movement patterns, I'm going to include 3 template workouts for each of these movement patterns that you can do as your 3 full body sessions a week. When you do these 3 full body sessions a week, I suggest Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just so you have a rest day in between. You need to make sure that you're writing down your lifts. One of the biggest reasons why guys stay skinny fat is they're not actually measuring what they do in the gym. The name of the exercise, the weight that you did for that set, the number of reps you got for that set, and how many sets you did for that exercise. You can't possibly remember every single rep you did in the gym. And if you've written it down, you know exactly what to shoot for next week. Just a little bit more weight or a few more reps. If you do this consistently, you will start to build muscle fast. Just 3 full body workouts a week, that's it. Step 2 of how to get out of a skinny fat body and build some muscle is to eat more protein. Yes, guys, it really is that simple. The vast majority of people do not eat nearly enough protein to build muscle. The suggested amount is about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, but if you eat more or less 160 grams of protein a day, that should be more than enough for most guys. Just focus on hitting that protein target. Don't worry about calories, don't worry about macros. Just protein for the first month. Eating more protein combined with lifting with progressive overload and compound lifts is often more than enough to create meaningful visual changes within a month. And then on top of this, step 3 of how to get out of the skinny fat problem is to walk more. Simply 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day will do wonders for fat loss. The best suggestion I give to my clients on how to get more steps in during their day is to pair walking with other habits that you already do. Walk while talking on the phone, walk while brushing your teeth, walk to get groceries, walk to the park, do 10-minute walks after every meal to kickstart digestion. Just think about habits that you're already doing that you could pair with getting a few steps in. Every single step counts. And actually track your steps, guys. Pretty much every smartphone will have an inbuilt step tracker and you can just download a free app. The huge takeaway of how to improve this skinny fat problem is to just start tracking metrics. Track your progressive overload in the gym, track your protein intake, and track your steps. If you do these 3 things for a month, you will start to see meaningful visual changes on your body. You will build muscle and lose fat. And the 4th step is to just be consistent. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. A lot of the time we overestimate what we're capable of in the short term and radically underestimate the power of small habits over a long enough time horizon. So just focus on progressive overload compound lifts 3 times full body workouts a week, 160 grams of protein a day, and 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Do this for a month and then think about making it more difficult or making your training program a little bit more complicated. We often try and run before we can even walk in the fitness industry, and that's why so many guys are stuck with a skinny fat physique and they think it's their genetics. Guys, it's not your genetics. Everybody can improve their physique. It's more likely your plan and your execution. Keep it simple, keep it basic, and just do the simple things. After you've got through your first month, you can then do another month of exactly the same thing if it's working. You could even do up to 3 to 6 months of this exact plan if it is working. However, you might want to start tracking your macros a little bit more carefully at this point. You might want to do more traditional bulking and cutting cycles, and you also might want to change your training split to incorporate more training days, training either 4 or 5 days a week. You also might want to incorporate cardio. My name is Jake. I'm a men's fitness and nutrition coach that helps real guys, busy guys in the real world go from skinny fat with no lifting experience to visible abs and visible muscle definition in a matter of months. If you want to apply for coaching, the application is in the description of this video. Otherwise, check out this video about some of my best training techniques. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.